We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Boom! Headshot!
Hey, it's Clay. How you guys doing? I got another Battlefield 3 video for you today, and I actually have been on a bit of a break from Battlefield 3. It just kind of got to the point where there were a lot of other games that were coming out, a lot of other things to play, and Battlefield 3, you know, it's been out for over a year now. It's I've played a whole bunch of hours. I've probably put more time into Battlefield 3 than I have any other FPS, just from a sheer hours perspective. So it definitely is one of those things where it's a great game. I will always love it, but you know, you put so much time in something and it gets a little bit stale after a while. But you know, with Aftermath coming up, I decided to hop back in, play you know, some good old-fashioned Metro Rush, just get myself ready and raring to go for Battlefield 3, you know, and to get back into it for Aftermath. And you know, just to talk a little bit about Battlefield Premium again. I know that I've made a couple of videos on my channel, been pretty critical of Battlefield Premium, and also, you know, to this point, I'm still glad. I think I made the right decision in not purchasing Premium. But right now, I just have to straight up say it that it sucks. It sucks not being a Premium member, and I have to wait an additional week in order to play Battlefield. You know, this new expansion pack. So, and that just sucks. It definitely, you know, it was easy for me to say, oh, you know, with Armored Kill or with, you know, Close Quarters, because they were kind of meh overall. It was easy for me to say at outset, well, you know, it doesn't really look that awesome. I guess I can wait a week and we'll see how it goes. You know, so the wait wasn't really a big deal. But with Aftermath, you know, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of positive reviews. It definitely sounds like something that I would enjoy. And so it makes it a little bit more difficult to say, you know what, hey, I'm going to have to wait another week. And, you know, that's kind of something I want to talk about a little bit more is, you know, do you think that it's right for DICE to kind of include that as a part of, you know, something that you pay for? Like, do you pay to simply pay for access? You know, I'm still going to get Aftermath, excuse me. I'm still going to buy it, but the difference is whether or not I have access to it. You know, you almost pay to have access. And you know, and also even thinking about like the way that they have kind of split it up also between PlayStation members. You know, I guess as a whole, I feel like that whole strategy was not really a great idea in hindsight. I feel like it's just been really strange to have, you know, PS3 members get it, you know, way in advance, and then the PC, Xbox Premium members get it, and at the same time that regular PS3 members get it, and then, you know, finally the regular PC/Xbox. It just is very confusing. I think it's extremely confusing, and I also feel like, to some extent, I wonder if it's going to hurt their sales, just because, you know, I feel like from a business marketing perspective, you want to maximize that initial push. You know, like when a game releases, you want it to have a really big, impressive release. I feel like that's good for a product. But to kind of segment it almost over the course of a whole month, that just seems like, I don't know, I just don't know if that necessarily is a good business model. I don't know if I would, if I were DICE or EA, I don't know if Battlefield 4 comes around, I don't know if I would sign that agreement with Sony saying, hey, we're going to give you guys first access. But hey, I guess you know, also when the trade-off is, especially for Premium, you know, because I think a lot of people, I know I said this before, but I almost feel like DICE kind of tricks you into giving them their money for a product that they haven't released yet, you know, and I wonder how many Premium members right now would say, yeah, it was definitely worth it, you know, because Armored Kill was a bit of a meh, and Close Quarters was a bit of a meh, so I would be very curious to hear a lot of other people who did actually get Premium just to hear their kind of reviews on that. But you know, just to talk a little bit more about our Aftermath, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Excited to get back into Battlefield, try something new, and you know, I've been playing a lot of other games recently, so I am definitely, you know, it's good to get back into Battlefield 3 for me. I think this is great timing. I've been playing a ton of StarCraft 2. I got into the Heart of the Swarm beta, which has been a ton of fun being a part of that beta and seeing the way that Blizzard interacts with the community in terms of patching, in terms of you know, just developing a beta in a very, very open scene. You know, they publish every patch with extreme details. You know, can you imagine if in Battlefield 3 beta, if they had done that, if they had, you know, said, hey, we're tweaking this, we're gonna change the range values on the M16, we're gonna change the damage values on the SKS. I mean, all those little details. I mean, can you imagine if they had done that from like day one of the beta, if they had been so extremely open about, you know, the changes they have been making. I think that's really cool. I think a lot of other developers could take notice from Blizzard on how to run a really, really good beta and how to really involve community. I think they've done a really great job, and I've been extremely impressed. You know, and I realize it's an RTS, which is very different than an FPS, so you have different sorts of balancing issues, but I think the underlying, you know, objectives of, you know, speaking out to the community and having the way that they run the beta in a way that is so accessible and open to the community, I think that's really cool. I think I would love to see that in an FPS genre. You know, I've also been playing a ton of PlanetSide 2. I'm not going to stop playing PlanetSide 2. I'm loving that game still. It is awesome. It is definitely something I'm going to be playing for a while because that game is so cool. And especially now that we're kind of getting to the point where we're able to try out a lot of the higher level certifications, you're starting to see a little bit more advanced tactics and strategy coming out. You know, there have been videos about, you know, using Sunderers to break through Biolab the shields. And little things like that, I think, you know, because the game is extremely deep, and I feel like for this first, you know, month of release or so, a lot of people have just been like, holy cows, I have no idea what I'm doing or what is going on. And, you know, we're just kind of playing it and experiencing it, learning it all for the first time. So, it's really cool to see, you know, something like this, a brand new game that has, you know, all these new mechanics and all these new elements of discovering it. I think that's really sweet, and, you know, and I think it definitely tells a lot about, you know, new games are just fun. They're cool. They're different. They're exciting. There's something new and different to learn. You know, and you keep familiar core mechanics. You know, like things like the way that the guns shoot, the unlockables. It's not as in-depth as Battlefield 3, but it's still really good. I think that PlanetSide 2 is doing a great job with that, and I'm excited to play some more of that. But, you know, and I also have been playing some Black Ops 2 on PC, which, you know, it has been actually very, very interesting playing Black Ops 2 for probably the last 2 weeks. A little bit, you know, fairly consistent. I'm about to get to my first Prestige. And coming back to Battlefield 3, I tell you what, Battlefield 3 is a really great game. I'm just going to say it. Battlefield 3 is awesome. You know, Black Ops 2, I feel like there are a lot more things in Black Ops 2 that are just like, wow, that I really miss X about Battlefield 3. I really miss, you know, even little things like being able to run and reload, the teamwork mechanics. I mean, you just don't have, like, things like dropping ammo or reviving teammates. You know, that's such a rich part of Battlefield 3. That interaction between your squad and your teammates, squad spawning, all that stuff. And you just don't have that in Black Ops 2. You know, and just like the community standards for PTFOing, I feel like, you know, not every Battlefield 3 lobby or matchup, but in a lot of them, you get yelled at if you're not playing the objective. And I definitely feel like that's a really strong part of Battlefield 3. The community, the way that they view playing the objective, I think is really great. And I wish more games were like it. I really do. But, you know, overall, I'm definitely looking forward to Aftermath. I'm curious to see kind of how we feel about Aftermath in a month or in 2 months, if it's still something that we're playing. Because if I'm correct, Endgame isn't coming out until, like, March or something like that. So it'll be a couple more months, maybe 2 or 3 more months, maybe 4 months before we get our next expansion after this. So I feel like Aftermath, it could do a lot to really, really extending the life of Battlefield 3, or it could... You know, if it turns out, you know, because I realize it's release week. A lot of people get excited about stuff release week. But what if things turn out not to really be as awesome as we think? You just never know. You never know until you play it for a while. I guess we'll just see. We will see how things go. Who knows? Maybe the Expo will turn out to be extremely OP. Even though I know, you know, there's been kind of... A lot of the commentators have not been saying that it is. But I feel like a lot of the community has been mad about it. But I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. And I'm excited to try it out, that's for sure. As with my love for the snipers, I think my bolt action skills will kind of come into play there. But that's the end of this gameplay. I'm going to wrap things up here. Overall, excited to get back into Battlefield 3 after a bit of a stretch away, you know, just playing a lot of other games. And, you know, we'll see. I'm really curious to see how Aftermath affects Battlefield 3 long-term. I'm hoping that it's a good long-term solution for the game, something that people can get excited about for a while to come. But let me know if you guys are premium members. If you have the Aftermath expansion, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just, you know, how you think the games play, Scavenger, Expo, anything related to it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And if you haven't, I'm curious to know if you're going to buy it, because I definitely will be. And I will be posting that as soon as I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will definitely see you soon.